Hi, how are ya? My name's Beta, and today I played through every furry Roblox experience so you don't have to. And I'll be honest, it was probably the worst decision I have made this year. Like, doing this video was painful in many different ways. So let's go over it. Let's go over the pain and misery I went through, with the goal in mind to give a summary of what to expect when you go into the very specific niche of furry within the Roblox experience. I'm honestly surprised that it exists, to be honest. Like, I didn't know that furry really had its own category in Roblox. I'll be honest though, I don't think Roblox is really for me. I mean, when I mean it's not for me, I mean it's really not for me. I have had fun playing it with friends in the past with games like Phantom Forces, Sonic Speed Simulator, Squid Game, Total Drama Roblox, which is kind of funny to see that it is over 15,000 people playing it actively right now, in the middle of the day, on a school day. And I would have hoped that would have been the case with furry Roblox, but oh boy was I wrong. So to break down what the furry experience in Roblox is like, we have to narrow it down to 3 different categories. The first one being furry infection, or some sort of furry transformation related to change or purro or goo. You get the idea, with things like Kaiju Paradise and furry infection game test and furry infection game test and furry goo test. Those 2 are different, okay? I know I just listed off ones that have like 3 of the same words in the title. The second category of furry games are social platforms. So like Furry Fandom Hangout and FURSONA, where you can hang out with and meet new furries, create a character, choose different ones, customize them. Like, even as an example, when we went into FURSONA, or I think it might have been Furry Fandom Hangout, I can't remember which, for one of the character models, you could choose a worm on a string, which, let me just say, the devs for that, whoever made that decision, you're a lifesaver. And I thought that was the funniest shit ever, and apparently everyone else who joined me thought so as well. So within a few minutes, there were several different worms on a string just hanging about. We also learned that if you rotate your character in a way, it can make it seem like it's spinning on an axis. So we all were just spinning in circles, and I threw on the Metal Gear Rising soundtrack, and let me tell you, that shit was magical. Start spinning! This is everything I could have wanted with tonight. This is it. You all have made my dreams come true. And the third category of games being a mixture of the 2. I'd argue personally that most, if not all, furry-related Roblox experiences are furry infections, minus the hangouts. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of you infect a furry, you step into a goo puddle, oh no, oh, you're supposed to fight him off with a bat. Cool. Awesome. So to start our adventure through the furry Roblox experience, I simply typed in furry in the search bar, searched under experiences, and went through the whole catalog until I was pretty much done and didn't want to play furry Roblox anymore, which should have happened within the first 30 minutes, but for some reason it went for just well over 4 hours. But I went through all these different furry Roblox experiences on Twitch while live, which you can check out my Twitch in the description below, BetaEtaDelota, you know the routine. If I hadn't streamed this and had people join me, which I didn't actually ask them to join me, they kind of just did, I wouldn't nearly have had as much fun as I did. But thanks to people joining me, we had so many fun experiences, not that I really had a choice for that matter. I mean, it just makes sense. You know, you do things with friends, they're going to be more fun, or something that's supposed to be painful becomes less painful when you have someone else doing it with you. Just goes to show that there's misery in company, I guess. So when going through the catalog of different furry experiences, I wanted to play a bit of a wild card. I didn't want to go with the most popular or top result first. I wanted to move around a little bit. That is my character on the front of that. Why is he there? I know that some Roblox games tend to embellish, or rather clickbait to an extent, the game that you're playing by just throwing in a random image of something, because you can do that. And it just so happens that someone used one of my art pieces that I got of my character for their game called Fur Rooms, which the description reads, "Back rooms but furries. Can you survive without dying?" And it doesn't ask that as a question, it just states it. Cool. But why my character specifically? And obviously he doesn't show up in the fur rooms at all. So after seeing this, my hopes weren't exactly high for the rest of the quality of games to follow. But the fur rooms was pretty straightforward. You have a main lobby hub, you teleport to the back rooms, you try and survive and run away from a random furry that chases you. I died, I think, to the furry. And once you make it to the end, that's it. That's all there is to it. It's like no more than a 5-minute experience. I could speedrun it in 2. And this is where I realized as well while streaming this that many people were wanting to join me. And so as soon as I joined the fur rooms, there were like 3 other people that joined as well from my streams. And that's when I had the amazing idea of allowing people to join me while I went through these. But that was the first one. The second game we ended up trying was called Furry Infection Game, also known as Fur Infection. Description reads, welcome to Fur Infection, a furry infection game where humans fight the furries with many different weapons from sale at the shop inside Safe Zone. Which this one was, yeah, it was something. I was trying to have a little bit of fun in it because there wasn't really much to do, to be honest. You hit the infected with the bat, and then the infected grab you, and then you become infected, so you grab the non-infected. It's just a weird cycle, and to be honest, I think it's very generous to call it a game. Like, there wasn't any game mode in it, it was just kind of a free-for-all. But yeah, this one was really not fun. I don't really know what the appeal to it is, but to the 1,000 people playing it currently at 1 p.m. on a Tuesday, good on you. If you're happy with that, live your best life. But that one was pretty short-lived. Right after that, we moved on to Furry Infection, which is clearly different from Furry Infection Game, which the description reads, you have been trapped in this facility for ages. It feels like just like the rest of them. The horrifying secrets behind this place are unseen to public eyes. Will you be the first to find the secrets hidden behind this facility? Or will you become one of them and remain a forgotten memory? But this one kind of feels a lot like the last one. Instead, you're in a facility that looks like a mix between SCP and Changed. The only thing that's different about this, I would say, is like the environment, along with some of the character models being custom and unique to this experience. The next one we ended up trying was Untitled Furry Game. You don't know why you're here. You don't know where you came from. All you know is that you're trapped down here. Why does this sound like the same description, just some small other changes to the last game we played? So after a bunch of furry infected games, I decided to take a break and switch things up. So I went into some different social spaces within the Roblox community, like FURSONA and Furry Fandom Hangout. And let me tell you, it's pretty much what you would expect. It's like going into VR chat, but in third person mode. You have many different characters to choose from. You can customize some of yours, but it's pretty straightforward. You go in there, you hang out with furries, you meet them, which, hey, you know, the fact that they're attempting something like this in Roblox is impressive. After that, I tried this offhand one called Furry Simulator Tycoon, which had nothing to do with furry. Programming socks and arm warmers and an OO tank top. Yeah, that had nothing to do with furries. You went into it, it was a tycoon simulator. Yeah. The next game we tried was called Make a Furry, where you make a furry. I also love the creator's name, XX Coyote Fish XX. How did it get 6.2 million visits? What? But either way, Make a Furry is just you walk into a machine and get turned into a furry. It's pretty much like Furry Infection, and instead of it being like a 10-second transformation, it's like 2 minutes, and that's it. It's kind of neat to see what you go through to turn into a furry, all the lasers, and I didn't know I needed to go through lava to become a furry. Next one, Furry Avatar, which is putting together a furry avatar and having a social space. They had an IKEA though. That was pretty cool. From what I recall, someone drove me around somewhere or ran me over, which valid. Don't do that to me IRL, please. Now the next one was actually quite interesting. This one was called Survive Furries with Doom Music, which, okay, you know, very direct titling, I'll give them that. But let me just say, out of all furry experiences that I've been through in this entire session, I will say that Survive Furries with Doom Music is probably the most fun gameplay wise, because it's genuinely just a shooter, but you have NPC zombies that are supposed to be furries and you shoot them. It wasn't just eye candy simulator. There was actual mechanics in gameplay. I'm glad that I played this one. And it's so surprising because this is technically anti-furry, furry hater fodder. Like, ew, furries are cringe, hunt furries sort of things. Like that's sort of the vibe from this. Ironically, it's the most fun furry related experience I've had in Roblox so far. But that all changed because the rest of the games to follow were just... The next experience we tried was Furry Detector 2.0. Pretty much just went through whatever cosmetics and games that you had on your Roblox profile and determine whether or not you were furry. It said I wasn't a furry. Next thing we tried was Transform into a Furry, which was pretty much the same thing as Make a Furry. I like how the thumbnail for this is a fox character saying, "What is this game?" And then the next thumbnail is just text saying, "Please play." 3.4 million visits? People really like this? How? Is Roblox really like the replacement for parenting nowadays? Is that what's going on? I know we've been through 10 at this point, and I should have asked this after the first one. But genuinely, what is like the allure, the interest towards something like this? Like there were 1,000 people in Furry Infection game. But you know, the next couple are pretty much the same. Monster Infection, Cat Infection. Why can't there be like platformers or like a first-person shooter, but like there's like some furry cosmetic or character in the shop that you can unlock by playing it a certain amount of time. But finally, we made our way to Kaiju Paradise, probably the most well-known furry Roblox related experience. There was a lot to explore. The different kaiju furry characters were unique, but honestly, it was kind of the same as the others. If anything, Kaiju Paradise set the foundation for furry infected style games on Roblox, and then those were expanded upon in different other ones that people created. But after that, we played a bunch of other random ones that came to mind, like Project Transfer, kind of the same thing as the last one. Raise a Furry, that's more of a meme game. It also had the boy kisser cat as the icon. And then there was Furry Convention, which I don't think that was a furry convention, to be honest. I then went on to play the Furry Mountains, which apparently the Furry Mountains are thirsty. And then someone in my chat recommended this game called Merc Fleet, which, let me just say, this is exactly what I've wanted for a furry related Roblox game for a long time. The main point of the game is just, it's a very flick heavy first person shooter. If anything, it's a bit overstimulating for me. Like there's just way too much going on and I'm not good with first person shooters in general, even though I like playing them. An extremely fast paced arcade shooter set in a futuristic sci-fi universe filled with private mercenaries hired to compete against one another. The game is based around ridiculously fast movement to the point it needed an aim assist to even be playable. Oh, so no wonder I was struggling with this game. Okay. And yeah, you could say it's more furry than anything because of the protogen in the icon, which, to be honest, does look pretty nice. But overall, the game's focus isn't supposed to be these furry characters. It's just the first-person shooter gameplay aspect to it. So overall, the Roblox furry experience is interesting. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. Like, if you're looking for an intuitive, entertaining experience, just go play, like, Fortnite or something. Or if you're really craving a sort of furry vibe to a game, play something like Party Animals or Friends vs. Friends. And I hope that this can potentially be used as an opportunity for creators and devs. I don't really know how creating a game on Roblox works, but like I'd love to see more stuff like Merc Fleet in terms of furry related games or experiences, or maybe like a furry platformer or something. I know the potential for creating Roblox games is endless. I kind of went into it wanting to play a game and have some form of entertainment, when in reality a lot of what it was like simulators and role plays and infections and some hangouts, which I just go on to VR chat for personally. Furry VR chat is poppin'. But you know, if you don't have those and the only thing you really have in mind and want to do is Roblox, then it's there. So I guess in some sense I'm challenging people to make their own like Roblox furry games that are like kind of like that. And just seeing how other Roblox experiences can be, it kind of saddens me to see how that isn't really being reflected within the furry genre. I don't know, maybe it's wishful thinking that maybe the overall furry experience on Roblox is better. I don't know, I'm not coming back to this, quite frankly, for that matter, for the rest of this year. But honestly, I probably couldn't have gotten through it if it weren't for the people that joined me on my stream. So thank you all so much for those that did join and made the experience so much more palatable, especially to the person that made the BetaEtaDelota zombie simulator at the end of it. But either way, that is the furry Roblox experience. I know I didn't play every furry Roblox game out there. A lot of them are going to be the same. If I kept scrolling down that list and did like 10 more or 20 more, they really wouldn't be any different from the main ones that we played. I did this because people asked me to. I did this as a challenge, and you know what? I survived. That's pretty satisfying to me. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this, be sure to let me know in the comments. I kind of want to do these hybrid commentary live stream highlight videos. I'm not really sure what to call this. I was just inspired by AlphaRad, okay? And I want to do something like that. And this is my first time trying something. So if you enjoyed it, be sure to let me know. But if you have any recommendations or video ideas you want me to potentially take on, you can post them in the comments or send them to me at my email, betaetadelota@gmail.com. Also, you know the routine. Follow me on Twitch if you want to be part of potential future videos, twitch.tv/betaetadelota. No hate towards any of the developers for the games that I played. This was not a personal attack on them or their work. This is just my own personal experience and review of what I went through. If other people enjoy it, that's pretty cool. You should keep doing what you're doing. And yeah, that's about gonna do it for me. Have a wonderful night, stay life jacket, and take Take care, guys. Bye. See ya.